bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bamlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bemlandela bemlandela ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bemlandela ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bemlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bemlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bemlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo basuka bamlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo bemlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo bamlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kodwa kuyadependa ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. uJesu ya provider kuphela nje decider ukuthi uyahlala noma uyamlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo bemlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo bemlandela. ngithi bona bayishiya imizi yabo bamlandela.
I am again. Forgive my second appearance. God willing, We might be more shorter this time. But let me share a story that never left my mind. I was running a crusade. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for the powerful singing that has just taken place here. Yacule Sabbath. Along Mozambique and Swaziland borders. We were starting churches there. So in one of the campaigns, a guy showed up. Originally comes from Losbeck. He's a Nchangase guy, driving a 6-cylinder motorbike. You know, when he revs the thing, it's like the earth is shaking, like it's falling apart. So then I pulled in with my Cresita LS, you know, and those days Cresitas were cars. Forget how they look like now, but they were cars. So I pulled in with my Cresita, and it looked like things falling apart, but it could still take me from one point to another point. So we were comparing the two now, the 6-cylinder and a 4-cylinder, a Cresita thing. And I said to this guy, when it rains, I'm protected in the It may look like things falling apart, but when it rains, I'm safe. What happens to you when it rains with your cylinder, 6-cylinder bike? And he says, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, when I blow the thing, easily I get to 120, 140, 180. And if it rains, I collect all the drops, even the drop that was far. I collect this one because the thing is cruising. He says, when it starts pouring on that point, I'm soaking wet. But guess what? When it stops raining, because the thing is blowing the air, I get dry immediately. So it doesn't matter. I'm exposed to sun, I'm exposed to rain. When it rains, I'm wet immediately. When it stops, I'm dry. And I said, wow. Wow. Is it not so with us? With these abundant sermons here, we are all soaking wet. Including myself, I'm wet. You turn this side, they say glory. This side, hallelujah. It's like we are almost, not even almost, we are right inside heaven. When Stasa is over, we are dry. I'll read 3 verses to some. Sorry they've heard this sermon, but And by accident, I entitled this sermon, Not All That Glitters is Gold. Visit with me the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter, and we read 24, verse 24 to 29. Are we together? Verse 24. Another parable he put forth, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? He said to them, an enemy has done this. The servant said to him, do you want us then to go and gather them up? But he said, no, lest while you gather up the tares, you also uproot the wheat with them. let both grow together until the harvest. And at the time of harvest, I'll say to the reapers, first gather together the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. Amen. Friends, if there is a passage that gives me sleepless night, is this one. I mean it. You know, when I read this all by myself, I cry tears. If I think about this when I'm already in my pajamas, I know it will take me 3 years. Thank God you are listening. It will take me 3 hours before I fall asleep. I just want to share with you my concerns, my burdens. Are you with me? Now, this seed was inspected. It was the best. Perfect. The ground was prepared. The season was the right season. And the ones that plowed were the people who knew what to do, how and when. Everything was done to the T. But later, when they came to inspect, they were shocked to find that something else is found among things. When the servants were shocked, thank God my master was not shocked. When they asked the master, didn't we sow the perfect seed? When then does it get the test? The master, in a cool manner, he says, the enemy had done this. And he further says, while men slept. In other words, the presence of tares, you cannot blame the master, but you can blame the men who have slept at the right and the wrong time. Now the servants are worried. They said, we cannot allow this. Wheat must have time to grow. Are you with me? Without any disturbances. Allow us quickly to take what does not belong here. We see things here that do not belong here, and we can spot it. Allow us then to quickly remove what does not belong here. And the master says, stay away. Lest while you do the right thing, you also do the wrong thing. So allow both to grow together until the harvest time. Are we together, God's people? Now, the challenge here is the similarity between the wheat and the tares. So similar that you may think you are uprooting the tares, and yet you are uprooting the wheat. At all stages, they look exactly the same until they reach the stage of maturity. Then they differ. Then the master says, this is not the right time. Let me quick to say, if you want to put this church straight, you might do more harm than good. Because something may look like wheat, which actually is not wheat, is tares. Something may look like tares, and yet it is wheat. So the master says, at this stage, let both. Allow me to say, saints, right here in front of me, we have both. And the both, they look so identical. At all the stages, it reminds me, when we got ready to start the Comrade Marathon, 89 kilometers. Yes, 89, and we have done everything. On the starting line, you look at me, you look at him, man, don't doubt. Are you with me? We all look, if you tell us we may not make it, you are insulting us. We all look fit. We are good starters and we are good finishers. But between the starting point and the finishing point, the fitness will show. Not everyone that started will be the finishers. In between, the sifting will take place. Now the master says, let both. At this time, if you want to sort it out, you will mess it up. Let both. Listen, friends. He says, when they get to the maturing stage, then the difference will begin to show up. Guess what? At the harvest time. Now, wheat, when it's the time to harvest, it will turn goldish. While the tares, which is called zazania, will then turn blackish. And again, when you harvest, you have to be very slowly and be very careful so that while you are harvesting wheat, you don't make a mistake by harvesting the tares, because that kind of tares is zazania. Once it gets into the pot, the whole family. Now, at the stage of growing, both they receive sunshine, both they receive rains, both they receive all the fertilizer. Are you with me? But at all the stages, no different. Everything belongs here. I'm saying to myself, is it possible to be a test in the kingdom, in the church, and yet I don't know? I'm the test. Let me say, there are tests that know that they are tests. There are wheat that knows that they are. Though C.S. Lewis says once the goodness knows about its goodness, you must know that surely it has lost part of its goodness. Now, the test, Shem, the test that does not know that it is test, will it remain unknown that I'm not it? I just look like it. Let me say, friend, you may look like it. If you are not it, you are not it. I don't want to look like it and behave like it, but the fact remained that I am not it. No matter how best I look like it, some of us will just look like it, but we are not it. Now listen to this one. Where friends, it hits me hard. Jesus says, this, Matthew 7, 20, 21, not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, shall inherit the kingdom of God, but only those who do the will of God. And he says, in the last days, they will come to me and say, Master, didn't we cast demons in your name? Didn't we heal those who were sick? In other words, Pastor Luan, at the third coming, this is not even the second coming, the third coming, some people will wake up in the second, will miss the resurrection, the first resurrection, and come up in the second resurrection. And when they look around, but no, we are right people, but we came up in a wrong resurrection. The problem is not with us. It is with the master of resurrection. It shows how confident they were to go and ask the master, because I actually belong to this one. Listen, people, these guys, they knew that they are going to make it. They are only shocked at the resurrection that they did not make it. All along, they were so confident. They went all the way and missed the right harvest. I'm saying, friends, there are people here who are helping those who are going to heaven. I went to post shops from, am I saying correct? Yeah, from Bloom. I didn't even know, but they told you pass Clarkstop. I didn't even know. And I was guided by this GPS, and I hate those things because at times you have arrived on your destination on your left, and there's nothing on your left. So I'm careful. You know what? After driving hours on the road, then I saw the sign, hey, Clarkstop. I said, Lord, off ramp. I said, I don't know. whether this thing is right, but let me off ramp here. Hey, I drove. I kept on. Later, 10 kilometers to Klerksdorp. And I look back, the sign that gave me the direction to Klerksdorp was almost 300 kilometers behind. But it remained there while I'm moving. Some of us, we are nothing but signs showing where heaven is. But wena awuye ezulwini. Listen, there are people, Bazalan, I'm not insulting anyone, I'm preaching to myself. I just want you now in like mine it is. I don't want to be alone in this thing. In other, there are a number of people who will get to heaven through you, but when we are not there. Actually, they'll get along with Ngwenya. I'm here. He preached to me. He baptized me here. But why is Ngwenya? Ngwenya did not make it. All I just looked like. I was just a sign saying heaven is this way. But me, I was not going there. I just looked like. Then Jeremiah 8:20, another passage that devastates my heart. Summer is over. The harvest is gone, and I'm not saved. Let me tell you, people who never believed in God, people who never look forward for the second coming, will never bother when they miss the resurrection, because they know they never worked for it. But you and I who know, you wake up, you look this side, you look this side, this is not the resurrection I was hoping for. And then they exclaim, the summer is over. The harvest time is over. I am not saved. These are tares who were tares in the garden, and they did not know that they were tares. They just looked like it, but they were not it. I'm saying, Bazalonebam, this calls for a serious self-introspection. Lord, am I it? Or I just look like it? And what is my walk with God? If I won't get to the final destination and hear the word and hear the Lord saying, welcome, well done, faithful servant. You are better. You may be a test, but you are in the garden of God. You have a better chance to be converted to be the real thing. But don't wait. If you just look like, move from that stage and be it. And not just look like. Not far from here, there's a prison, correctional service. Hey, I love going there. Westville. At times when they have a memorial service, they're saying, Ngwenya, come. And one day, one guy said to me, hey, you know why we fill the hall when it's you? I said, I don't know. No, we like your preaching. We like, if there's a memorial service, if they say, we close the inmates immediately, we want to go there. And the man says, hey man, we enjoy your sermon. Then I'm looking at the man who says he enjoys the sermon. Hey, I doubted my sermons. Hey, the guy, it's like, if he says, I enjoy, it's like, man, let the sermons then change you. But all that the man is, he just enjoys. But the sermons themselves are not enjoying the man. I was not there in this graduation, but I heard from those who were there. Professor Plakis, something like that. He was speaking to the graduates, and he says, hey, it's not enough to go through Helterbeck, the four-year program. But allow the program also to go through you. going through and get the certificate at the end that we have been through 4 years. But then the program did not go through. We have people here who go through church, go through the sermon. They can even tell you, this one was not to the standard. But they look at the sermon which is not at the standard, and they don't ask themselves, I am at the standard of the sermon. Masabat, forgive me to say this. Heaven must be full of Adventists. Nobody preaches the second coming better than us. I'm telling you, we are the second coming. But it's not your theology that will take you there. But it is the transformation, allowing that theology to transform you. As you walk, let us see that indeed God has gone through your life. Enjoying the sermon is not enough, but be transformed. Not all that glitters is gold. Not all that is in the garden that look like it will be it. I'm saying, friends, before I pray, by God's grace, let us make it there. Are we together? Let us make it. Listen, waking up at the resurrection is not enough. Fanele check coast. Bagit sizawuvuswa sonke. Don't just wake up and say, I'm resurrected. Wake up, check. Is this the right one? And you hear men say, Jess, how come? When I've done 1, 2, 3, and I'm not there. And God says, hey, the problem is not with me. You just look like it, but you are not it. It's my prayer, Bazalwa. Can I say this one thing, then I sit down? If my goal, my ultimate goal in my life is to shake the hand of my Jesus. Hey, I've preached about the man. I have never seen him only by faith. But one day, one day, I must hug him and say, Lord, here I am. But if I fail that, can't bukholelwani. If you fail to make it, what's the point of coming here? Bazalan, this is the last one story. You know, the rich young man who came to Jesus, and he was impressed with Jesus. And he says, man, let me go straight to the man. And he says, Master, tell me, what must I do? What must I do in order to inherit the kingdom? What must I do? If I were Christ, I would have been impressed to see such a millionaire, handsome guy coming. Jesus took him step by step. He says, keep the commandment. Which one? Like, there's a different set, but the set he knows, he's up to date. And when Jesus saw that, no, the man, as far as the keeping of the commandment is fine, so it means the man, he's really fine. Then he moved a step further. And he says, hey, take everything that you have, sell it. What you cannot sell, give it away. That was it. And the man started some calculation. And it was too much to lose. And my Bible says, sorrowfully, he made a U-turn. You know what? If I were Christ, what I would have said, oh, sorry, listen, the man is rich. The man is known in the community. I would say, let's try a different package. But listen, Christ, he's not only looking for quantity, he's also looking for quality. When the man turned and he walked, Jesus says, it's either you take it or you leave it. I'm not going to lower the standard for you. By the way, while we were running, this is the last one, we were running, they call it Chatsworth Kingdom, whatever. That was the last race to qualify for the comrade. He was not qualified yet. And I needed this man to run with me. So I had to carry him. At the end, because he was the one carrying me. So I carried him. If he can finish so that the two of us can run the comrade marathon. When he was tired, I would also slow down, carry my brother-in-law. When we finished, and we went for our T-shirts, they gave us the medals, same medal, whether number one or number last. All that we were happy for was that we were finished within the specified time. Now it was time to collect the T-shirts, and we went. Funama T-shirts. And we found an Indian lady, this huge. And I want large. My size is large. Utusbali, medium. And the Indian lady turned around and said, guys, no medium, no large. Why? Those who were good, they arrived first. They collected the right sizes. Now, siyabukana no small. Hey, you know the sizes? Myself, him, and his wife, my wife, could get into one T-shirt and we could fit. The thing was so huge. Now, siyabukana no small, must we leave it? What are we going to use the thing for? So it's better. For the sake of our money, let's take it. Huge thing. But as we were finished, as we were driving back home, I'm thinking about this thing in here. We have one size, but the one size fits all sizes. One, it's like I've lost my senses a bit. We are driving one size. It fits all sizes. One size. And what is this Indian woman saying? Hey, God is saying, you don't have your size here. He doesn't mess up with the size to fit you. He deals with you to fit the size. You don't have, Atama Zion, there's no highway to heaven. Whenever you want it to be. God deals with you. The size, there is a standard size. If you are too big, God shrinks you to fit. If you are too slenderish, you have to expand. The size is one size. Don't go for your size. God has the size. It's my prayer, Bazalwane, that when the trumpet shall sound, all goes. Hey, if I will be 6 feet, just to wake up and check the coast. Oh, Jess, is the right one. And there will be no pain there. But I will try to pinch Ngwenya. Is this you? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I have made it. While the graves are bursting open, some will be so quiet. Lalela, what you are doing now, after all these powerful sermons, if you are quiet, still keeping your heart to yourself, your grave will do the same. Listen. The grave will do the right thing at the wrong time. Do the right thing when and now. So that the grave, when you don't even see it, will do the right thing. So, Shiamaning, am Adventist, then you wake up with a second resurrection. And you check. Do you know the Zionists, forgive me if they are here, when they wake up in a second resurrection, they won't know. But Sabbath will be the quickest to know. It can't be. Hey, your screaming will not change. It is it. If you want to change, change now. Don't wait for the end. Change the present time so that that future can also be to your favor. It is my prayer. I want to pray now Is there anyone in our midst here? Uzothandaza sibali was? Is there anyone here? Or to think, come what may. I want to be there. I don't want to miss. Now I'm cycling. I've graduated, Bazal, and I'm no longer doing comrades. Now I'm cycling. I'm doing 94.7. I'm a chauffeur. I've graduated. But you know what? At times, I plan and go to 5 o'clock. And I set my alarm 4:15 to wake up. At 4:15, all my gadgets, and I'm fast asleep. And when I wake up about 6, and I'm challenging, why were you count? No, Zikalile and Kosiam. While they were ringing, I slept through the alarm. Hey, can I see somebody now? Or to come what may, come what, Satan, come what may, first resurrection, I'm there. How's that swallow? May God bless you as you start such a journey which has a powerful ending.
Lift up the trumpet and loud let it ring. Jesus is coming again. Cheer up, pilgrims, be joyful and sing. Jesus is coming again. Coming again. Coming again. Jesus is coming again. Still with thee, when purple morning breaketh, when the bird waketh, and the shadows flee. Fairer than morning, lovelier than daylight, dawns the sweet consciousness I am with thee. Alone with thee amid the mystic shadows, the solemn hush of nature new